Content warnings can be found in the description or in the chat. Enjoy the show. Hey gang, and welcome back to It's a Small World, or welcome for the first time because this is a brand new actual play. My name is Justin Galliani. I'm going to be your dungeon master, and I use they, them pronouns. I'm joined today by a cast of incredible players who are ready to tell this story. Let's go around and do introductions before we jump in, and gosh, I guess we'll do them alphabetically, maybe? You know what? Yes, let's do that. Let's start with Blackwell.
All right. Hey, everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG D&D verse here on the interwebs. You can find me under the name Blackwell or Raising Dragon 95 on most platforms, and I'll be playing Brabrex, or BB for short, your World Tree Barbarian.
I'm Sloan Running. You can find me on TikTok or YouTube in those places. I am going to be playing Phil, and he's a rodent. Oh, and I use he, him pronouns.
All right. Well, I am not as well polished as these other guys, but I'm Spencer. You can find me on TikTok under Spency DM. It's my version of saying spicy and my nickname for my friends as DM. And I am playing Ekxander Tinfoil, the High Elf Warlock.
And I'm Taylor. I work with Justin on the So You Want to Be a DM podcast. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere you look for podcasts. So You Want to Be a DM or So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master. And I will be playing Carl and Cam, the lovely roly-poly.
Amazing. Then let's waste no more time and get right into this. The sky is a brilliant blue on this fateful day. Cotton ball-shaped clouds dance in the wind, and we zoom in from this great height onto a relatively small two-story house a couple miles from the coastline. There's an attached garage, a backyard, and an old oak tree accompanying the beige-sided house with the red door. The Garcia family has called this their home for generations. But no matter how well they know this house and this home, there's another world amongst it that remains unknown, a small world. You see, this small world is inhabited by all kinds of tiny folk. There are the Lil'uns, teeny humanoid people. There are the rodents consisting of mice and moles and even rats. There are toys that have been brought to life by magical means. And of course there are bugs, composed of beetles, spiders, flies, and more. This charming miniature ecosystem spreads inside and outside the Garcia household. As the camera comes to rest above the backyard, we zoom in to witness this alternate reality that's living right under our noses. We see that next to the oak tree there are planter boxes with tomato vines reaching upwards, intertwining the trellises there. A family of beetles work together to carry a tomato that's fallen off the vine. We move under the back deck and find an entire city of moldy cardboard, discarded trash, and scavenged plastic. Bugs, rodents, Lil'uns, and lost toys crowd the busy alleyways of this sun-deprived place. And as we move out from underneath the deck, back to the yard, we see a tiny figurine, a Polly Pocket. She's been outfitted with an eye patch and a bandana as she floats in a plastic boat in the middle of a large body of warm water that the humans call the hot tub. Our story will explore this magical world and its diverse and rich people. And so as the camera zooms out once again, we see our main characters. Are they enjoying the fair weather outside? Are they doing something adorable with their tiny tools and their microscopic machinery? No, they're not. Roll for initiative, motherfuckers, because our main characters are in the middle of a deadly combat outside the Garcia house. They fight to defend their homes from forest invaders. let's not waste any time and get right the fuck into it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
21,
Let's get active.
baby.
21.
That was amazing. All right, let's fucking go.
That's going to be a 14.
I got a 17.
I love how Sloan just put on the shades. like we wouldn't do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's a big old 6 for me, dog.
Yes.
Oh, hey, we're starting off strong.
Good. We're good. We got a nice spread of people. We
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right.
Chaos. Yes.
Yes.
He's gonna be okay.
I fully can't see anything, but I'm leaving for the bit.
He's literally rolling with disadvantage, guys. So-
I'm reading with disadvantage.
So feel free to just, as I call on you for your initiative, you can just say which one of them you're fighting. There is a porcupine, there's a squirrel, and there's a woodpecker.
Give me the porcupine.
Honestly, smart. The porcupine is a barbarian. Amazing.
Should I go after the
amazing.
squirrel? I might go after. I think I'm gonna go after the squirrel actually.
However you want to do it. When it gets to your turn, just describe it that way.
Sure. All right.
Amazing. Okay, cool. And so as combat kicks off immediately, or rather we're witnessing like the middle of combat. You guys have already been fighting these creatures and our story starts here. And so the first thing we see is Taylor's character fighting this wily looking, kind of almost a little malnourished. It looks very lean. Its tail is like losing a little bit of hair. This squirrel is covered in what is acting as leather armor, but is very much very hard, almost cardstock paper. It's kind of strange. Maybe note cards or some kind of very, very thin cardboard covering its body. There's like these red patches across it, and he's fighting with 2 clubs, almost like collie sticks. And so, Taylor, I want you to describe your character, what they look like, and then take your turn.
Okay. So Carl is he is a roly-poly. He's got a little bottle cap shield and one of those like the swizzle stick sword things, like the plastic swizzle stick swords.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he tucks everything into his little into his thing, curls up into a ball and rolls like really fast at the squirrel, then pops up and he's gonna do a stabby stab at this this squirrel here.
Oh yes.
10 to hit on the first.
Okay, go ahead and roll your second attack.
Yeah. That's a 21 to hit on the second.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Oh yeah. And then as he's coming in, he's like, "All right, kid, get on in there." All right. And there's another. You see another roly-poly come out from the other side, pop up, and then also come out and do a stab attack. And he got a 13 to hit.
That exactly hits.
Cool. All right, that's gonna be 9 damage altogether.
9 damage. And so as we see this roly-poly-oly, I'm gonna use the Oli part also. That's just because of the TV show. It's brainwashed me. This roly-poly-oly curls up into a ball with its weapons sheathed, and as it, like a droid from Star Wars, rolls in, comes alive, and then slashes. One misses just barely as it is deflected by the squirrel, who seems to have some sort of combat training in its experience. And then the second stab goes in. You cut into the squirrel. It chirps out in pain. And then here comes Cam, sneaking in from the back. Another stab into the liver of this squirrel as it falls to one knee and spits blood out of its mouth. And in this moment, as we look upon these 2 roly-poly-olies, is there any noticeable difference with Cam as compared to Carl? Is he like Does he look exactly the same, or is it like maybe he's a little translucent? It's up to you.
Him is a little translucent. It's kind of like it's a complete straight up duplicate of Carl, but he's a little, you can kind of see through him if the light's just right. If you're not paying attention, you might not even notice, but it is definitely like the light from the porch kind of comes through and you can see like there's no shadow, like the light's shining through him.
I gotcha. Okay, very cool. And as we sort of zoom in on Cam and we sort of pass through his body and this sort of weird echo duplicate situation as the camera becomes shrouded in smoke, and as the smoke is revealed, we find ourselves in a different place, in a flashback. We are at the Wriggling Brothers Circus, and the show has actually just finished to incredible applause as the entire crowd goes wild as these trapeze and acrobat act by Carl has just finished. And the ringleader of the show, this sort of stick bug person, probably the tallest person in this entire crowd, standing at a proud 4 to 5 inches, give or take, maybe. And as he speaks to the crowd, he says, "Everyone, thank you so much for coming to the show. The Wriggling Brothers. We want to make sure that you all have a good time, and it seems that was the case. So, aces. Anyway, I guess that's it, actually. Yeah. All right, goodbye." And he leaves. And as he leaves, the camera immediately gets away from that guy. What a nightmare, probably. And follows Carl. Carl, where do you think you are after your show in the moments before you're about to be approached to maybe join some sort of special force?
Carl's definitely out back smoking a cigarette or whatever
Hell yeah.
whatever the equivalent of bug cigarettes are. But yeah, he's definitely out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a close one today.
You're just talking to Cam?
Yeah. And Cam's like, "Yeah, I got you."
Incredible. Okay, awesome. A bug that you've never seen before approaches you in this moment, Carl. They appear to be kind of almost like a Hercules beetle. Pretty bulky in size, tall, wide as a door frame, kind of. And as it approaches you, it's got this sleek, that dark blue, almost black, where if the light hits it, it becomes like a phosphorescent kind of color. And as they approach you, they have on a tiny fedora. It's the only clothing that this bug person seems to be wearing. And as they approach you, they just kind of, without saying anything to you or looking at you, they just kind of post up where you are and lean up against the circus tent itself, which is really just this like deflated beach ball that's been ripped apart and repurposed and stretched over a series of things like silly straws that have been, or tent poles kind of, and it's just forming this circus tent. And as he leans up against the tent, he looks at you and he goes, "How's it going?"
"Not too bad. How about yourself? You like the show?"
"Yeah, it was pretty good. You and your, was it your brother? You and your brother are pretty impressive."
"Thank you."
"Yeah, no problem, bud. So, hey, you ever think about making a little extra scratch? A little extra cheddar, you know what I mean?"
"I can definitely go for some extra cheese, if you know what I'm saying. It's never have enough."
"We're speaking the same language, my friend." "Listen. Take this call, and you won't be disappointed." And he hands you a teeny, tiny, little, like, sunflower seed. that looks like it's been retrofitted, and it serves as a sort of sending stone, if you will.
Okay.
And as he hands you this sunflower seed, and he walks away, the sunflower seed begins to buzz. And as it does, a voice picks up. And it's a voice you've never heard before. It almost sounds robotic. As you hear the voice say, "Hello, is this Carl?"
Yeah, this is Carl. What's going on, buddy?
"It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Speak and Spell."
Nice to meet you. I heard you got maybe some little side work for me to do.
"That is correct. Are you interested in making money?"
Yeah, who isn't?
Hell yeah. And that is how Carl joins this top secret force, or not top secret rather, but this like special ops force to protect the Garcia household. And as we see that phone call sort of end, we come back to the scene of the fight outside the Garcia house in the yard. As it is right after Carl, it is the squirrel's turn. As the squirrel stands up from its one knee, takes its two like batons, and in this moment they're like wooden, and at the top of the batons are like a reddish thing. As he strikes the matches on his armor and they light up, and he's gonna make 2 attacks on you.
Amazing. Can we just comment for 2 seconds on Michael Caine running the circus? That was incredible.
I can do a pretty good Michael Caine. So if that was Michael Caine, I need to rework some stuff. Okay. The lower one is a disgusting dirty 20.
That just hits.
Got it. You're going to take 7 points of damage from like bludgeoning damage, and then you're going to take an extra 4 fire damage.
Oh shit. It's 11 total.
Correct. And after the squirrel's turn, we head over to another character. Blackwell, if you would describe BB for us and what they look like, and then take your action.
So Brabrex, or BB for short. Okay. I want everyone to imagine what Bionicles looked like. If you grew up in early 2000s, early 90s, you know what I'm talking about. If you remember the Paraka tribe, if you remember them, envision these humanoid Lego creatures with spikes all over their body and like clawed like feet. But then you have the head of the Tau Inika. Specifically, let's see, where in my notes? Here you are. You got the Tau Matoro, the Bionicle that had mainly the ice abilities. They have that kind of face, that mask, and their eyes are lit up. There's energy like just surging through their body as they're standing ready with this giant hammer that has like a sundial twirling around in it as they are raging squared up with this porcupine. As all you hear is this loading of a shotgun sound as I use my bonus action to prepare to basically send this Joker to a different timeline, because with the weapon Hammer Time, I have Chrono Blink. As a bonus action, you can twist the weapon's pommel. In this case, I'm using it as a shotgun because I feel like that's more cool. You can expend 1 charge, causing the sand to begin churning in the defiance of gravity. The next creature you hit with an attack using this weapon within the next minute must make a DC 15 Charisma saving throw. So the first thing we need to do is I need to hit you and see if I even hit.
And so for the audience, for the audience, you are fighting this porcupine, this bare-chested, rippling muscles across this porcupine. The quills are all at a complete stand. across their entire back as they are wielding this gnarly looking tree root that it's still covered in dirt and moss, and they're just using it as this like massive club that they're trying to hit you with as you set up your shotgun.
Does an 18 hit?
Yeah, it is.
So before I even calculate damage, I need you to make a DC 15 charisma saving throw. Let me know if he makes it or not.
Okay. It's a nat 1.
So, on a failed saving throw, the creature disappears as if getting shunted forward a time, reappearing in the space from which it disappeared, or the nearest occupied space if the space is occupied at the end of your next turn. So as Brabrex comes up, loads this hammer, and the sands of time basically inside this hammer starts going crazy and goes for essentially a home run contest swing. Wham! The porcupine just disappears from existence. They were there, and the next thing you know, almost like a crack in reality happens, and gone.
Amazing. And
as he turns and looks at his next target and just says, "All right, who else wants some?"
Hell yeah.
amazing. And
Fucking awesome.
in that moment, the camera is like behind the porcupine, and the porcupine is sort of eclipsing in this moment. We actually can't see BB, but we see the weapon come across, make contact, and as the porcupine blinks out of existence, boom, there is BB in the place where he was. And as he says this one-liner of what did you say one more time?
All right, who else wants some?
Oh yes. The camera zooms into the glowing eyes that you mentioned that BB has, and that's how we enter this next flashback of how BB joined these forces, these defensive forces. Where do we think that was for BB? How do we think BB got recruited into some sort of special ops thing? Like, how did you become a defender and an adventurer in this way, as opposed to simply maybe a toy that gets played with by the Garcia children?
I feel as though this is not the first fight that BB was in. I feel as though there was a proving ground situation. Like him, his fellow Bionicles, and the other Gunpla and other toys that you had to put together, like Megazords, other things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been duking it out like battle royale style. There's brackets, there's circles. It's best of like whoever it is circle, then they move on until they get to the final round. BB just happened to be the one that won out against essentially Gundam and Megazords, and he came across another Bionicle like him, someone else that had a weapon like his that could just basically shunt someone else into time.
Amazing. Who was this person? What was their name?
Let's go with Hilgrax, or just HG for short.
Grax.
Sick name off the dome.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're doing it now. We're doing it live.
I feel like Hilgrax and him are both of that model type of, they're both Paraka builds, but they had that Tau and Nika kind of head. And for Hildrax, he used a great sword, while BB had the Warhammer. And after going at each other for what felt like God knows how long, BB finally got that one good swing. Boom! Sent them into a different dimension. Came back, knocked out.
Incredible. And so after that fight, there's a moment when Hilgrax approaches you. And he kind of just puts a hand on your shoulder. There's a deep sigh as he says, "Well, that was quite the fight. Seems you've learned some new tricks, my friend."
And you seem to still be doing the same old ones, friend. You almost had me there a few times.
And I figure if I just keep doing the old thing over and over again, eventually people are gonna, be lulled into a false sense of security. And then that's when I'll trick them. because I'll just do it again. Because they're going to be like, surely he can't do it another time. And then I do.
Oh, yeah.
So eventually
Young
it'll
Bucks,
work.
that
It has
works.
to. Right. It might. Is that gambler's fallacy? We're getting close, I think. That's not. But listen. I just joined this crazy organization. I just wanted to know if maybe you wanted in. They're looking for recruits to help protect the household and the yard and, the outside, the whole place. It's dangerous work. Lord knows it doesn't pay well. But the way I see it, we protect the house, we protect the yard, we protect the tree. It's all gravy.
I think there's a moment as BB kind of takes this all in. They kind of, metaphorically are rubbing their chin, just like, as they take the hammer and dunk it on the ground and still going like, There's a moment where they do close their eyes as they reach back out to the tree, back out to the very being that they know and love. Asking for guidance, asking, is this what you've made me for? Should I do this? Do you need me to be a protector?
Go ahead and roll either insight or religion? Yeah.
I go for religion. This feels like a religious moment.
Okay.
15.
15. I think with a 15, does the tree speak to you, or is it more like emotions, vibes, that kind of thing?
Emotions and vibes.
Okay. I think what you get in that moment, kind of connecting to the roots that probably even grow under the house a little bit, connected to all the mycelium that connect that great oak to the nature that surrounds your home. I think you start to get a vision as your eyes are closed of, at first it's a beautiful meadow, just like endless greenery with like wildflowers, and the sun beams, you can kind of just see them as they're coming through the clouds. Birds chirping, it's a beautiful landscape. And then all of a sudden, there's a crash of thunder. A lightning bolt comes down and starts a wildfire. And the wind begins to kick, and as it does, the wildfire begins to grow immensely. And then everything is still, as if frozen in time. And I think in this moment, you are getting the impression that the tree is warning you of something to come, of some great potential tragedy or even catastrophe, if one could be so hyperbolic. And you're almost picking up, like, it's hard to tell, right? It is a tree and it is this great entity, so it's hard to anthropomorphize some of its feelings, but you're almost picking up a hint of fear.
I think as BB takes all these feelings in, he opens his eyes back to Hilgrax and says, "Son, you got yourself another warrior." And he extends his arm out for that, like that beast man kind of like
Hell yeah.
handshake. As he pulls him in and takes his sword and says, "You're going to need a new sword. I'm taking this as a victory."
Ah, come on. No,
Go get re-outfitted.
Mom. My mom gave me that sword.
Your mom's my mom. They'll get you a new one.
Our mom gave me that sword. And in that moment, we leave this flashback as we return back to the battlefield, as BB stands there triumphantly, the porcupine just gone for the moment.
Amazing.
To write down for your history, he took 15 points of, what is this? Is that bludgeoning?
Amazing.
Yeah, 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And I have a second attack I can do.
Yeah, if you can make it to either the squirrel or there's also a woodpecker who seems to be attacking. The woodpecker, interestingly, isn't using any like weapons or anything. It's just pecking at people with its intent. That's what they do, right? So it's just like kind of standing like a bird, running up to people and being like, yeah. And it sucks. It sucks getting hurt with a woodpecker beak when you're the size of a little bionicle. Like, it's rough.
It's like, help. And I think that's what he hears is people screaming for help as he whips around and he sees the woodpecker. Would you say they're within 100 feet?
Oh, no doubt.
All right. My second attack is going to be the laser rifle as he like slams the hammer into the ground to stay put, pulls from his side and puts together he pulls from two sides of his, like the back of his body to put together this rickety looking blaster that comes from both the Bionicle series and somebody that just said, let's make a railgun with Legos. And it's like, okay, I guess it works. And there's these little white orbs onto them as he just, while raging, if possible, looks down a scope and it's just like, pew! And let me see, does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
And that will be
Blackwell, this is my favorite character I've ever seen in a D&D game.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Rad as hell.
I gotta find out my D8s real quick.
Damn.
3
All my
D8s.
D8s? Like, oh, what?
That's a
God.
12. What are you? 6, 12, 7, 12, 19 plus 3, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 points of radiant damage.
What are we even here for?
Right?
As he kind of just whips around and it's just like, it's a bolt action. Let's make it bolt action because as he just says ping, and this ray of light just goes flying across. All intents and purposes, it's like a Nerf rival round, but we all know if you're up close and personal with someone for Nerf rival round, this hurts.
Hell yeah. It's got like the little whistle attachment to it, so you really hear it travel through the air as it like Nerf vortex hits this woodpecker out of the sky as it falls and like crumbles into the rock pile that's kind of surrounding the hot tub in the backyard, as the woodpecker gets back up onto its feet and brushes off, looking very close to death. And we're gonna move on from BB there as we find our third hero here. Spencer, if you could describe your character for us and who they're fighting, what they're doing in this moment, and then take your turn.
Yeah, so you see Ekxander. He is tall for a Lil'un, right? He has like chocolate brown skin, and he has like long black hair that's kind of braided, and there's like 3 streaks of ashen gray in his hair. His eyes are like a fire orange, and he wears like a sleeveless gown made of like a tunic made of just like sandpaper. And you see he has a quarterstaff etched in like runes. Like it's like a shard of a toothpick that they found, and then they cut it to size. And he has 2 daggers. They just smaller toothpicks on his side, and he is going to watch as BB just annihilates this woodpecker, and he's going to be like, "Well, brother, that was some mighty fine shit." And so as you see his eyes glow, he gathers the dust as the woodpecker gets up and around him, and he forms 2 Eldritch Blasts in his hand, and he's going to cast Eldritch Blast at the woodpecker.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That is a 21 to hit for the first one.
Yep.
And that is a 16 to hit for the second one.
Yeah, both hit.
I'm a D10s. I'm not prepared. Oh, that's a D10. D10. So for the first one, so you see like dust gathers around him in his hand, and like he releases the orbs and they circle around his head, and one fires at him. It hits for 5 force damage for that one, and the second bolt fires immediately afterwards for 3 force damage.
Incredible. Describe to me how these Eldritch Blasts kill this woodpecker.
Yeah, so the woodpecker is still staggered, and you just see like what you all see is just see like a whirlwind of like the dust and rounds coalesced around, like form a tether towards Ekxander, and he gathers it up. And he's like, "You're about to meet your maker, brother," and he just shoots 2 beads, and then like his eyes flash orange, and you just see the woodpecker just, and then it's almost as like some feathers falling in the air, and Ekxander just gathers the dust around that. And it just like settles like a halo over his head.
Amazing. As this happens and the dust coalesces and seems to be at Ekxander's beck and call, like he has some sort of dominion over it, the wind chimes play again as we enter. The audience groans as they know, oh, another flashback? Yes, another flashback as we enter another flashback, and we see as we see what I'm going to describe a scene. I want you, Spencer, to describe like where we are inside the house.
Yeah.
As you are about to find out some information about a special forces group that seems to be recruiting because of a recent mission gone wrong where they're like hunting somebody down who killed a lot of their own agents kind of thing. And so there's like a new recruiting effort. And so where is this happening? Where are you?
So you kind of like Ekxander's like on the banister watching the Garcia family watching like an old western shoot him up. And he just has his like quarterstaff there, and he's just like watching, and he's kind of see like it's nighttime, so you kind of see like the brightness of the screen flat like reflect off his face, and he's just staring there intently.
Incredible. In this moment, you begin to overhear the chatter of other tiny folk. Not just Lil'uns, but there's other kinds of people here as well. As somebody that you've passed before, it's up to you how familiar you are with this person, but there's a daddy long legs called the Professor. How close do you think Ekxander would be with this individual?
I think Ekxander would try to be as close as possible, given that that individual would be something not as mundane as his family life on the inside. So anything that provides a sort of adventure, he would be, we need to be friends with him.
Amazing. Oh, awesome. He sort of approaches you coming from the upstairs as you're on the banisters of the stairs and stuff. And as he comes down to sort of join you, again, it's a daddy long leg. So it's genuinely just a sphere with very long legs, a top hat, this is so important, one monocle on one eye, one monocle on another eye, the rest unmonocled, and a mustache. As the Professor approaches you. Well, I say there, good boy. Have you heard the news?
1 second, brother. It's getting good. Shh.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that they were watching Boot Cassidy again. Very good.
Also, watch where you put those long legs, brother. It's just, I almost got skewered again.
Sorry. My apologies.
Well, I might as well skip the scene. I just missed a good part. Anyway, what were you saying? Well, he just looks up. He's like,
oh. Sorry, I'm extremely off-putting, I've been told. But listen, I've heard some interesting news from the upstairs. Apparently, there's some sort of recruitment process going on for adventurers and like people who are willing to risk it all for I guess country and honor and such. But also revenge, maybe. It seems like something went down where they lost a bunch of people, and now they're trying to find that individual. I don't know. You always talk about adventure. So when they mentioned it, and I thought, by Joe, I know exactly who I need to get in touch with.
As he's saying this, Ekxander's is already ready, like gather his quarterstaff. Point the way, brother. Let's go. You said death. Let's go.
Right. Follow me. As he climbs up the stairs and you follow.
Slow down, brother. Slow down. I don't have all these
I
legs.
apologize. I don't know my own speed. And he slows down for you a little bit as we. That's so funny. As the two of you make it to the top of the stairs into this area, you enter into an interesting part of the upstairs. There's two, like for the humans, there's two bedrooms up here and a full bath, right? And from here, you go into the master bedroom. As you do, there is a nightclub in this area called the Walk-In. And as you're sort of outside the Walk-In, you hear the music bumping from inside as it's a busy night. And you see the recruitment going on outside of it. It seems like they're snagging people who are drunk coming out of the nightclub, and they're like, hey, do you want to join? And they're just throwing them in, infantry, front lines, just getting rid of them. As they are, you and the professor approach them, and you see another Lil'un. An individual, kind of like sun-kissed tan skin, has black hair that's kind of like fluffy on top, kind of goes down into a little bit of a mullet, red bandana on, tied back, spaghetti strap muscle shirt that comes down real far, like a dark army green kind of color. There's a bunch of scars all over, some burn marks and stuff. He's like missing a finger. He like looks at you right there. He's like, well, what's going on, brother? You looking to get ready for adventure or what?
He's like, well, first off, I'm not your brother, but you're my brother. Secondly, sorry, I just broke. Sorry. It's like, but yeah, you know, I hear a professor here said you guys are recruiting some folks, and it looks like he's gonna look around and you're not having much success on getting some good people.
You're absolutely right, sibling, I think. But yes,
it makes sense if you don't think about it.
I never think. So that's perfect. You're in. Because we need people like you, man, who say cool things. I like that.
Ekxander just nods and he's like, we're going to get along just fine, brother.
Hell yeah. And the flashback ends as we find ourselves back onto the battlefield as the dust settles around the dead woodpecker. And finally, we get to meet our last, but certainly not least, character of this group, Phil. Sloan, if you could describe what your character looks like, what they're doing in this moment, who they're fighting or whatever. Really, unfortunately, because the porcupine isn't here and the woodpecker is dead, it's kind of just the squirrel, but feel free to pick whoever.
I'm down.
And then also take your action, please.
Okay, so Phil is a slightly rotund field mouse with a floral Hawaiian shirt that you can tell he purchased was in like a little bit better shape. It's like a little high risen. Over top of it, a leather duster, a pair of dark sunglasses. As he spins and he raises the golf tee that has been chiseled into a mace into the air. And dark clouds begin to spin and form. And he looks down at his target. You know what happens to a squirrel when it gets struck by lightning?
Did you say something?
And he casts Call Lightning.
Hell yes. A bolt of lightning comes down. It's a dexterity save.
Yeah, 15.
Fail. Jesus.
24
swear my
points.
monsters are going to get stronger in the future. I swear. This is just the intro.
24
How-
points.
Okay. Sick. So the squirrel is dead. Squirrel's toast. Do you want to describe to us how this bolt of lightning, I mean, we all know the literal reason that this is working, but
I like the idea of the cartoon where for a moment it's just an X-ray of squirrel bones, and then lands, and then Phil just deadpans straight to the camera. How you like those nuts? And then we'll call it that.
hell yes. And as you stare into the camera, a second camera goes around. We see Phil staring into a camera? That doesn't make any sense. And we enter a flashback. And as we enter this flashback, we just gone full Monty Python. As we enter the flashback, we find ourselves where exactly as you are about to be recruited specifically, Phil. Where do we think that would happen?
I like to. I think there's a little establishment outside in the yard, and it's kind of a like a gas station. But obviously, none of the small cars need gas. It's just where they congregate. So there's like the RC cars or the Lego cars, and it's run.
It's like battery acid that they're like old batteries that like the kids have brought like remote control cars outside and different things, and naturally you got to change the batteries on things,
right?
And so there's a whole industry of people who have like
standard
they're
maintenance.
draining batteries into like the acid is coming out and they're just like recycling it, repurposing it, putting it back in.
It's perfect. I like to think that it's owned by a little maybe like a woodchuck. Maybe we could call it Bucky's. I don't know.
Bucky's.
Yeah. Hell yeah, we can do that.
And Phil walks in from years past when he was a regular beat cop in his full blues, and notices that there might be a little altercation, as I imagine a mischievous figure tries to hold up the cashier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you walk into the Bucky's battery station here, and you're minding your own business. You came in for coffee, like just a normal, check-in or anything. It's not like you were responding to a call or anything. You just happened to be there, kind of. And so you're over by like some of the snacks and different drinks and stuff like that. There's all different kinds of little tiny delicacies in these tiny stores. And behind the counter is Bucky himself, a full woodchuck. A full woodchuck. And it's as your back is turned, you hear the ding-a-ling of the front doors as a new customer enters. And then you hear, all right, everybody get down on the ground. This is a stick-up.
Perfect. Phil will immediately spin and realize what's happening. And
you see, what you're seeing is a toy. It looks like a kind of like an action figure. He's just holding this crazy looking laser pointer.
Okay, so for a moment, Phil imagines him charging forward and pulling the sickest John Wick kung fu moves to disable this toy. And then if we could cut to the actual security camera footage that just shows him bulldoze him into the counter with no moves and just smoke him against the wall.
Hell yes. Completely. This thief didn't know you were there, and so had its back to you the whole time and is just talking to Bucky. It's going, all right, listen, you're going to put all the pumpkin seeds in the bag, yeah? All right? Because, listen, I don't have a problem. I don't need nuts all the time. I just like them, all right? And as that is happening and Bucky is there, hands up this very large, much larger than the toy, woodchuck is there just going, listen, it's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine, my friend. And as all of that is happening, we see, again, through the security footage, black and white, there's like strobe effects across it. It has the time and everything. And we're watching from a strange angle as we see this mouse in the back, see what's happening, lose themselves in a moment as they stare off into the distance, imagining something, and then charge forward, bulldoze into this man who falls forward, hits his forehead on the actual counter of the gas station, and passes out. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Just all in a day's work, Buck. And a wink, and like throw him a coin, and then take his coffee and walk outside.
Amazing. As you walk outside, you get a call from your superior. Who do you think that is?
Oh. That would be Sergeant Pepper.
Hell yes. Let me dust
Who
off my Beatles accents.
I would like to assume is an animated pepper shaker.
Oh, God.
Incredible.
I don't know if that ruins your world logic, but in my head, it
Why
just
not?
checked out.
Why not? That's fun. Sergeant Pepper calls you up on the radio. You hear the static as they start paging your like badge number and stuff like that. Hello there. Is this Officer Phil?
Yeah, Sergeant Pepper. Go ahead.
All right. Well, listen. The reason I'm giving you a call is because we've actually had a message from the Commissioner. It appears they would like you to join the elite forces. Are you up
Tell
to the
them in.
challenge, Phil?
Absolutely.
Oh. No questions or anything?
No, this is kind of like the whole thing.
Oh, all right. Well, that was... I set aside 10 minutes for this conversation. It appears we don't need it.
No, I think we're going to be okay.
Oh, all right. Well, how's everything going with you?
You know, it's not bad, to be honest. It's,
Oh, all right. Oh,
Bucky says hello.
oh, very good. Yes, please tell him I said hello. Anyway, just remember this, my friend. I'll get by with a little bit of help from my friend. As we leave that flashback, and we return back to the battlefield in front of us, a dead squirrel, a dead woodpecker. Where is the porcupine? Trapped in time, I think.
I believe
Is how that works.
No. I think after like a moment or two where there's just silence, the porcupine comes back and it's just surrounded by everyone. Because I imagine Brabrex will look at everyone and just say, all right, men, surround this spot. And just start pointing out where everyone needs to be at, whether or not they follow the instructions up to each individual player.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, brother, I'll get over here.
100%.
And so as another moment passed, a break in reality again, as the porcupine just appears, now surrounded by all four of us.
Amazing. And that is where we're going to take our break, actually, as we head over to some such real sponsors. These are real commercials paid by real companies, and none of them are fake or spoofs. They're real, okay? And we'll be back.
Has your dungeon master ever said no to your shenanigans during a game? Well, with Galliani and Hellstrom, they can't do that. If your DM denies your fever dream interpretation of the rules, then you're gonna want Galliani and Hellstrom in your corner. So just email us at soyouwannabeadm@gmail.com, or you can search for So You Wanna Be a Dungeon Master anywhere you find your podcasts. And remember, if you're not having fun playing D&D, something's, wrong.
Hello, I'm Justin Galliani, and for the low price of $0.00, you can take part in an incredible offer being given by So You Want to Be a DM. This podcast has a compilation of incredible episodes that offer insight into all of D&D's many topics, including other TTRPGs. You can find such amazing hits, such as It's Combat, Combat 101, Druid 101, Monsters 101,
Non-player
NPCs 101.
NPC.
And if you're looking for more, So You Want to Be a DM also has a Patreon, and you can find even more content there, available for free members and members who are participating in some of the tiers available. So, check that out. Hey gang, and welcome back. And the gang's all here. Last we left off, our tiny heroes have defended the yard and their home against all different kinds of danger. It appears that we are dealing with some forest invaders who have come into the yard and attempted to storm the house and maybe enter inside and get some of the food in there or whatever it may be. It's hard to say exactly at this point what their motivations were, but we find ourselves surrounding the porcupine, who has just blipped back into this timeline, if you will, and is surrounded by a bionicle barbarian, a mouse cleric, a roly-poly fighter, and a Lil'un Warlock. As you guys have this porcupine surrounded, what is the goal here? Are we just taking this guy out, or what are we thinking?
I feel like BB would step forward, hammer out. He's racking it again and saying, "All right, you got a couple options here. You can explain what you were trying to do. You can skedaddle, or I can shunt you back in time. Which one you want to do, son? Pick wisely."
And what is the rest of you doing?
Ekxander, I guess, would look like, well, I guess we're doing this, and he's gonna step back like 10 feet, and you see some dust form, and like you see radiance, you see like a bow and arrow aim at the porcupine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Cam and Carl are full shield wall. Like two shields locked together, swords up.
Phil is in the back and like holding back the cloud that could still strike. And then for a moment you notice him and there's a butterfly and he gets distracted and he kind of just wanders in the background for the next few seconds.
Amazing. So we see this like really intense, almost like a Mexican standoff, except all of you are pointing guns at one target as opposed to each other. And as the camera is kind of circling around, seeing the porcupine's perspective as he turns around and he's taking in all of his surroundings. In the background, because all of this action is in the foreground, in the background we see a small mouse chase a butterfly. As the music switches for a second, it goes from like hardcore metal to like da 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 da, and then comes back, and then like cuts. It keeps cutting back and forth between the two scenes. And the porcupine in this moment, I would like for everybody but Phil, because this is how this has to happen, to make intimidation checks.
Oh hell yeah! Which dice do I want to use?
Actually, for Phil, can I have a let's say acrobatics check to see if you can catch this, or sleight of hand maybe? It's trying to catch this butterfly.
It's a natural 20.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
That butterfly's got.
That's a dirty 20 for me.
Also
Dirty,
a
filthy
dirty
20. Love it.
filthy
Oh, gross.
little 20 for me.
I got a 17 straight because I have no charisma.
Amazing. Awesome. Not enough. Okay. In this moment, the porcupine drops their massive great club made of tree root and puts their hands up. You see the quills kind of, I don't know how else to say this other than go limp. And as they do, hands in the air, the porcupine surrenders and says to you, BB, all right, I'll listen, I'll give up, okay? I'll do whatever, I'll leave if you want me to. It's just a job, all right, mate? It's just a job. It's nothing personal, right?
Think BB would step up to this guy, point and have the hammer right up to their chin to make sure they're, driving home the point.
Yeah.
What was the job, son? Who gave you the job? Why are you here? Who set you up like this?
I'll answer all your questions. Zoom into the background once again. Describe how Phil catches this butterfly.
So
With a nat 20, have carte blanche.
So it's very like whimsical and nice music, and all of the colors are turned up and very vibrant. There's a little like a haze on the screen as he frolics behind the butterfly and then jumps up, and it's just a smash cut, and the music changes very aggressively, and he grabs him, and there's just kind of a puff of wings that hit the air as he slams it into the ground, and then Phil returns to the group. Sorry. Flying in restricted airspace. And then he points his weapon back and joins the group.
Okay, listen. Reach into my back left pocket, okay? You're gonna find a scroll in there. It'll tell you what you need to know. That's what we received. And because we took this job from Billy the Bug, alright?
I think Ekxander would look to BB and he would just kind of like look to see if he's okay to reach into his pocket.
BB would nod.
You see Ekxander like take some of the dust, taking like kind of forming the bow, and you see like a hand formulate, and he's just gonna reach the hand and grab the scroll.
Amazing. As you pull out the scroll, it's your guy's size. It's very tiny. As you take it, it's all rolled up. It seems to be white paper. And as you unroll it, instead of it rolling this way, it rolls this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like a rectangle, right? Ekxander, as you look at this note, you see some strange text across it in like red ink. It says, lucky numbers. 3, 7, 11, 13. Again, those lucky numbers are 3, 7, 11, and 13. That's not very helpful. And you turn the note around. And as you turn the note around, you see in black ink on the side, it says, dream big. Guys, this is super serious.
While they're doing that,
I couldn't hold it. Damn it.
can Phil look back on his police history, maybe his contacts with some informants? Just think back. Can I roll a history check on Billy the Bug?
Absolutely, you may.
14 plus 3, which is a number. 17.
Yeah, nailed it.
There it is.
Phil, you're thinking back to your earlier days on the force. You're just a beat cop kind of thing. Still learning the ropes very much. And you recall a really intense sting operation that went down that actually was unsuccessful. It was one of those things similar to like arresting John Gotti, where it was like, we got him, and then he gets acquitted in court because of some like jury tampering or whatever it may be, right?
And of course,
Billy
you
the
said it
Bug-
was a sting operation. I'm assuming the main target was a bee, correct?
I wish. Oh, fuck, that's so good. Unfortunately, Billy the Bug is a cockroach.
Oh, okay.
Dang. Yeah. So, but nonetheless, Billy the Bug is a mafioso. He is in charge of a lot of critters, both rodent, bug, and Lil'un, who call the crawl space home. And Billy the Bug has always been trying to make a play for the inside. You would know that there's ways that connect the crawl space to the kitchen inside. That's like a common passing point.
I've run into this one before. We know of the Billy.
All right, so you know he's a bad guy, right? You can go get him and leave me be, you know, a smaller fish, right? Or something like that. Don't think I've ever seen a fish. So I'll just go now.
What does the note mean?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think the one side was just sort of like motivation for us. Just kind of a pick-me-up in case we ever got depressed or something along the way. Started to doubt ourselves. Maybe. I don't know. But then the numbers, he said the numbers were going to be really important, but he wouldn't tell us because the communication line could possibly have been tapped. So he didn't tell us no specifics, but those numbers come into play, I know. Some kind of code, a combo, combination, something.
Okay. But so then what are you doing here? Because if it's just motivate, like you said that this was going to answer all of our questions.
I lied. I straight up lied.
Oh, all right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you guys are surrounding me and freaking me out. This guy, he's kind of like looking away from BB a lot. Like kind of like not making eye contact with BB. And it's kind of like...
BB's still like jamming the hammer on his face. So as he turns, it's just like, nope.
Okay.
Exander's like, don't look at me. Look at him, brother. Sorry. Look at him, brother. Look at him.
Listen, I don't know exactly. We were supposed to come here so that we could... Oh, wow. I guess that does make sense. Maybe we succeeded. See, we were supposed to do something. What were we? We were team extraction. No, that's not it. Distraction. That was us. Seems it worked, I guess. You're all out here fighting us instead of guarding the hole in the kitchen.
Oh, shit. You guys. I think this guy was the distraction.
The moment BB hears that and hears the hole in the kitchen, he literally pulls the hammer back into like a 360 spin. He doesn't shunt him back into a different reality. He's just going to whack him.
Incredible. Roll to hit with advantage, I'm going to say.
We're doing this? All right.
Yeah, I was like, at the same time, you see Exander just like flick his fingers and the bolt just goes straight at the guy.
Heck yeah. Yeah, anybody who wants to attack can attack with, I'm going to say advantage, because even though in this moment, because it's kind of theater of the mind, we're not using flanking, there are 4 of you and he's unarmed, so it feels appropriate.
That's 18.
Amazing. No one has to roll for damage, I'm gonna say, because it's that close already where it's like one of you is gonna kill it, so but all of you are attacking, so
I hit twice, Cam hits once.
Amazing.
I hit twice. All these are non-lethal though, because he did tell us, so he's like, okay. But one's an 18, one's a net 20.
Alexander's just going straight for the lethal. He just releasing that bad boy.
Were we trying not to kill this guy?
As you say that, Phil has like turned his back to gather the storm clouds, and then brings it in and strikes the corpse with a lightning bolt. He's like, oh, I was late. My bad, guys.
No.
Adrian's like, sorry,
There was no
brother.
communication, so it's fine. I think BB realizes too late as he's going for the non-lethal hits, and he just sees his compatriots go for the kill, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
You just see this massive bolt of dust radiance hit the guy's skull. He's like,
Amazing.
sorry, brother. Sorry, brother.
Incredible. And so,
Crispy.
as the porcupine falls, devastatingly, getting knocked out, so is unconscious, thank God, because then they don't feel the magical arrow, the several stabs, and the lightning bolt hitting it. BB ended up being the most merciful one here, actually. What a turntable kind of thing.
And peacefully in his sleep.
And so,
Look at the rabbits, George. Look at the rabbits.
and so, as we exit combat and the sounds of battle diminish, we begin to hear birds chirping again and the sun rays beaming through the clouds as it is early afternoon and you have successfully defeated these forest invaders, but you have found out a little bit of interesting things that seem to have been set in motion. There's this Billy the Bug figure that at least Phil is familiar with, this prominent crime boss who seems to be interested in possibly taking over the house or invading it or something along those lines. And then we have this strange scroll with some lucky numbers on it and this positive affirmation to dream big. And I suppose the question is now, what would you guys like to do?
Book it for the house.
Yeah,
Right.
would you say we would know, since we're the special forces, we would know where that secret entrance would be?
There's probably several different ways into
Okay.
the house. It's kind of up to you guys which way you would like to go. You could certainly go through the crawl space. It's dangerous. It's a little out of the way. But it's also where Billy the Bug might be. So there's some advantageous nature there. But it seems like because of the whole distraction squad thing, maybe Billy the Bug's not in there. Maybe he's already entered the kitchen, in which case the fastest route would be to go through the back deck and try and find a hole in one of the screens on the windows or something like that. See if there's some kind of opening that you can get through. Maybe some of the siding has a crack in it and you can kind of get through that way. And so it's up to you guys. I would love your input on this. Yes, of course.
I think, don't we have a phone to contact the other members? Can we pull those out? Can we send a message out to the other members of our organizations and groups?
Absolutely, yeah. So all of you have the sunflower seeds. So feel free to put that down on your character sheet. You guys all have sunflower sending sunflower seeds, sending seeds, and pretty much, yeah. They kind of work like cell phones a little bit. Depends. The reception is terrible. It always depends on where you are. You would know, for example, BB. You either need to be right by the oak tree in order to get reception outside, or you have to be as close to the house as possible. If you're in the middle of the yard, you can't get anything.
Are we in the middle of the yard now? Are we more close to the house?
That's where the fight kind of happened, but it's all too easy for you to either just go to the tree or go to the house in terms of proximity in order to pick up reception. Very, very easy to do.
Do we have, if we have different deities, different reception area, or our dead zones different based on via provider?
As fun as that sounds, it does sound a little complicated for me to try
Okay,
and
fair.
remember where all the dead zones are. So I'm gonna politely say no.
I am here to make your
Dead
job as
zones.
hard as possible. And I
Yeah,
want
no,
you to know
I'm here
that.
for it. I'm here for it. But
I think BB's gonna dash to the sun tree while he has the not sun tree. That's a different game.
oak tree.
He's gonna dash to the oak tree with his sunflower seed out as he tries to get in contact with Hilgrax. And as he's getting closer to the sun tree, he's going to be talking on the phone saying, Hilgrax, there's somebody that's trying to break into the house through a secret entrance. I need all forces, all eyes on the ground looking for these secret entrances. This is BB, over and out.
All right, BB. I got your message. I'll do my best to try and figure out exactly what's going on.
And I think BB would then, as he gets that message, he's then going to, pivot, turn, and start running back. So all y'all see is just BB going one direction, and then it's just like, all right, time to go back the other way.
Phil fully and confidently follows him in both directions. So like, oh, we're going this way. Oh no, okay, we'll go back.
It's the most cartoonish thing ever because it's like you could have went to the okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam and Carl have both rolled up and started rolling straight for the house.
Yeah, Xander's he's not moving as fast, but he's running towards the house. He's like, what are these guys doing? We're just going to the house.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where. Let's just go.
Amazing.
Not the heroes that you wanted, but we're the heroes you got.
That's right. And I should mention the name of this organization that has recruited you all in different aspects and with different specialties and divisions and stuff like that is known as the TIA, the Tiny Intelligence Agency. Courtesy of Sloan here, a brilliant name. I had to add it in, and I refuse to take the credit for that because it was great. But so we're going the fastest route into the house.
Yep.
Trying to find a hole into the thing or something like that. Okay, incredible. Can I have either, let's say, like perception or survival checks to try and find entry into the house? The door is closed. You know that in this moment the Garcias are away. They're actually on vacation. So there is like a strange moment. You've experienced this over time, especially BB, who has been with the Garcias for a very long time. You've experienced this when the Garcias go away, and it's like a really interesting moment, but it's also a pivotal moment for those power grabs by different factions of the house.
As Xander's running, he's just going to run his head through his hair as he's looking, and he's going to cast guidance on himself.
Amazing.
Thank you for reminding me because I have an inspiration I could use.
Yeah, I'm like that.
You
so
do.
better.
You have a before we even recorded a single thing, Blackwell got inspiration. I don't know if you knew this. I'm a huge Baltimore Ravens fan, so when you sent a Ray Lewis gif, I was like, enough. That's good. Inspiration. I was like, hell yeah. It could have been any game day gif, but the fact that it was a Ray Lewis one, I was like, hell yeah.
I remembered you were a Baltimore Ravens fan from a last game that we played. And also I use that GIF often whenever I have a game, because I'm just like, that is the most hype clip I can use to express.
This
I'm
is,
ready
this
for
is
this.
collusion. This is DM bribery. And I don't appreciate it.
Easy.
I got an 11.
16 with the guidance.
What's the inspiration? What's the die for that?
It's a reroll.
Oh.
It's a D20 reroll.
That's a lot better. The initial roll was a 9 plus 4, but this is a nat 20. We can work with that.
Oh,
Hell
yeah. Got a lot of nat 20s tonight already. And what did Phil get?
Oh, a 3.
Oh, incredible.
Yes. He's
So
just
you
really
look-
excited to be running with the group.
Yeah. You're running
Where
with
are
the
we
group.
going?
You guys are all on the back deck. And you're looking around the house. Everyone's kind of splitting up a little bit, trying to find some sort of entry point. And Phil, you're a little distracted in this moment. What did Carl get?
11.
Carl, you're also a little distracted in this moment as the two of you are looking around
Really hard to
for
see stuff when
something.
you're in a ball.
Yeah. And you begin to hear a tiny voice off in the distance as you see a caterpillar approach a set of butterfly wings on the floor.
Shit.
Huh. Lucian, what happened to you? You're my enemy. Whatever happened to you, you deserved it, you piece of shit.
And the caterpillar squeaks away.
I think I got
Didn't see that
whiplash.
coming. And but Ekxander and BB, you guys see that there is the kitchen window that actually is right up against the deck, like the wall that the deck is also sharing. And you see that the window is cracked and there's a tiny rip in the screen. The only challenge is going to be getting up there. What would you guys like to do?
I think BB would shout out to the group because, all intents and purposes, am I still raging or is the rage finally dropped?
Rage is probably dropped by this point.
Ooh, that's gonna be funny. Because as the rage drops, you see BB as this tall, standing figure again, one of the bigger Bionicles. And as the rage drop, all the extra Lego pieces like clanker down onto him. If you ever played the Lego games, you know exactly the sound that I'm thinking of. As he becomes this tiny little, what are they called? These tiny little Makus. They're the little tiny little Bionicles. And he has a little cane and he's just like pointing up to the window like, they entered through there. We gotta go, boys.
Again, it's like, what the hell happened to you? This is not a time to get weak. We need you now.
Oh, hold on now, whippersnapper. Just because I am tiny does not mean I'm not mighty. As he tries to jump up to the window.
Incredible. Make an athletics check.
That is a 18 plus, you said athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not 18. That is a 12 plus 8.
Okay. Dirty 20. Filthy. Disgusting. We love it. We revel in it. And as you crouch down, jump up as high as you can, you almost make it all of the way. Luckily, the siding has those it's like normal housing siding, like the kind of plasticky siding where it has things for you to grip onto. And then from there, it's salmon ladder. You gotta get up. You gotta keep doing it. But for the barbarian Bionicle, all too easy. And so you don't make it all the way to the window, but pretty close. Surprisingly far, like a cricket jumping.
Is there a way that this Ekxander see he can bounce his way up instead of climbing?
Absolutely. There's all different kinds of things on the back deck. There's like a picnic table, like a patio set. There's a grill. The patio set has an umbrella that's fully extended out and everything like that. So there's a bunch of different little items, human furniture and stuff like that you can bounce off of for sure.
I'm imagining Ekxander's parkour. He's just going to try to parkour his way up there.
Heck yeah.
Would that still be athletics or acrobatics?
Oh, let's do. I think acrobatics.
Thank you. That's what I needed. All right.
Okay.
I thought you rolled the check.
Amazing.
Damn, that's brutal. That's a 13.
13, not too bad. I think with a 13, it just takes you a while.
Okay.
You're finding that your parkour is maybe not the most efficient version of parkour, which is kind of the bloodline of parkour, is to get from A to B as efficiently and as interestingly as possible. But you are kind of doing it in kind of the same way that BB made a phone call, where you're backtracking a lot. And so there are moments where you accidentally bounce off the window and go back to the patio furniture, and you're like, damn it, that was it. I got turned around. And you flip back. And so eventually you do get where BB is, and you eventually can get to that hole in the screen. It just takes you a little bit longer than you were anticipating. What about Carl and Cam?
All right, Cam, go ahead. Give me a boost, and I'm gonna have Cam roll ahead, and then we kind of roll, and then he uncurls and launches. I'm trying to do an acrobatics little hop up thing.
Heck yeah. Go for it. Roll for acrobatics.
That's a dirty, filthy, gross little 20.
Oh, wow. There's so many of them tonight.
I know.
There's so many 20s, both natural and filthy. Amazing. Yes, absolutely. So, Cam curls down and catapults you like a spring up into there's actually a comical oing noise that happens as you make it almost just as high as BB did and manage to grab on towards the top of the siding right under the windowsill kind of, and it's pretty easy from there to climb up. Does Cam, I know what Echo Knights are capable of, but like, does Cam climb up? Does Cam parkour or something? Or
I think once Carl is up, Cam will dematerialize.
Amazing. Okay, cool. As this version of Carl, this like duplicate of Carl, known as Cam, dematerializes. Phil, you are the last one on the surface of the deck. How are you getting to this window?
Hell yeah, boys. And he pulls his mace up and he jumps and he goes to do the same salmon ladder that he saw BB does and misses the first rung. And as he falls face forward and smokes the deck, he's going to cast Vortex Warp and up to the top.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Amazing. I don't think a roll is required. You cast the spell and just teleport to the top. Bingo. Amazing.
And he lands at the top and like rubs his head. He's like, yeah, we all did that the same.
Right, the same.
Sure did, bud.
Yeah.
BB just kind of turns towards Phil, and you see him just kind of point like the stick at you, and he just weighs it up and down like, you need more milk in your system, young lad. You need more, you need better ups.
Thanks, man.
This we're very pro milk here, so I love that.
I'll get them started.
We have a t-shirt in our merch shop that says Big Milk. It's not a big deal, but it does have a picture of a cow on it. Okay, so, and that's
didn't even
true,
know
and that
that.
is real.
I would.
That is real. That does exist. Okay, so as you guys all enter into the kitchen and descend from the window, helping one another until you're on the kitchen floor, how many out of the four of you, how many have been inside? I know some of you, but is there any of you that haven't been inside? You've all been inside. Okay.
I think so.
Cool. I just wanted to check. Okay, awesome. So some of you are familiar with this. There's like linoleum floors. There's a dining room table, a small miniature almost hallway that just leads to a half bath. There is a full lower cabinet system with a Lazy Susan in the corner, which all of you would know is the home of Lazy Susan's Saloon, a hotbed of possible information, a tavern here on the first floor of the house. Interesting characters call that place their own. It's run by a Lil'un named Lazy Susan. And
Naturally.
the clientele is interesting, to say the least. But they also offer lodging and refreshments and all kinds of things. It's like a tavern and an inn. There's a massive refrigerator that has like the handles that kind of are very vertical, and sort of one of them has this strange looking, almost like a rope tied around it. It's very colorful. It looks chewed at one end, and it has a bell attached to it, like the kind of almost like a dog toy, like the kind of thing where if you were training your dog to like open the refrigerator door, that kind of thing. And so as you are all here on the kitchen floor, I would like for all of you, for no reason at all, to make stealth checks.
Oh, God. Okay. 19.
26.
15.
14.
You guys begin to hear, for those of you who have been inside long enough, you begin to hear a terrifying sound. You hear off in the distance in another room, a room that you have come to know as like the room of life, aka the living room. And in this room of life, you know that you overhear the sudden movement of a large creature, a creature much larger than you all, maybe even twice the size of that porcupine. Granted, porcupines can actually be really big. This porcupine that you guys were fighting was kind of smaller, but as the dog of the house is quickly approaching, you begin to hear it leave the shag carpet of the room of life as its nails begin to hit the hardwood, and you hear the click-clack of impending doom. What are you all doing in this moment? You know that Lazy Susan's is right to your left. That's a possible escape place. If you can get inside the refrigerator, there's all kinds of interesting but incredibly dangerous treasures in there. There's also, to your right, is an entire apartment complex and department store known as the Pantry Towers.
Is there Xander's gonna look for like any sort of like shadows or dim light in the kitchen? I would imagine like underneath the cabinets or something like that. There's some shadows.
Yeah.
Xander's gonna go there, and he's going to use his trait 1 with shadows to become invisible as he moves. As he just watches the way the group goes, he's just gonna follow the group in the shadows.
Incredible. In that moment, actually, we're going to focus on Ekxander. As you power up this ability and you turn invisible, the wind chimes play again as we enter into a flashback as dust covers the screen, and we find ourselves in a new place of the house, a place we haven't seen yet. I think you are in the attic. So you're in the attic, Ekxander, and there's this fluffy insulation everywhere that gives off a ton of dust. There's boxes and Christmas ornaments and all kinds of old knickknacks up here, decorations for various holidays, throw pillows that someone bought at Home Goods that they don't need any more throw pillows, but they keep buying throw pillows that are specific to holidays. And it's like, how many pillows can you put on a couch, right? It's a 3-cushion sofa. How many throw pillows do we really need? We're switching out sofa every single time we got a new holiday. You're getting pillows for Arbor Day. It makes no sense. And as you're seeing all of this, Ekxander, there's a flash of movement, a blur. As you follow, your eye line follows it, you see what looks to be like a bunny, maybe a rabbit, very small, smaller than you are. And as you notice that, you see another blur, another bunny. And then finally you see a third. But this one doesn't blur. This one doesn't dart across your vision. It comes out from behind a box in the shadow and slowly approaches you. What are you doing?
I think Ekxander would be kind of surprised that he's seeing bunnies or rabbits. He's used to hearing tales of these ginormous beasts out in the yard, basically. Oh, well, these ain't so bad. And he's just kind of like his quarterstaff behind his back, and he's like, "Hey there, buddy. Hey there." He's just kind of like move closer and like that.
It slowly approaches, very trepidatious, like a normal wild animal would be. It gets a little closer. You see it scrunch its nose as it's kind of sniffing. I want you to make a perception check in this moment.
14.
You notice that this rabbit, this small little bunny, it's gray, it's very fluffy. It almost looks like it's made of dust. It seems to have a tail. That's not abnormal, but it's a longer tail. It's not a little cotton ball. And then, it's actually not a tail. It almost looks like some kind of thing connecting it. Like coming out of its back is a tendril or a umbilical cord that seems to shoot off behind it into the shadow, into darkness that you cannot see. And as it gets close and sniffs your hand, it looks up at you. Its eyes kind of glimmer with light in a moment, and it rushes away. Do you follow and chase?
I think Ekxander's like, well, Mama always said I wasn't good at animals. I'm going to prove her wrong. And he's going to like just slowly inch closer as he's like, wonder what's back here. And he's just going to slowly inch closer. And he's going to stop like maybe 5 feet away from the shadow. He's like, come on, little bunny. Come on, let's play.
You begin to hear the kind of chirping little noise that a bunny would make. But the shadow begins to reveal another figure, larger this time. And before you can even take it all in, just seeing its silhouette is enough to have you just pass out. When you come to, you find yourself in a strange liminal space, an endless floor that seems to just go on for infinity in every direction. But in front of you, larger than it would be in the actual house that you call home, is a massive couch. And it's so large that just the gap underneath the couch is stories high. And it goes on for infinity. And it is dark under there. And you begin to see tiny bunnies come out of the darkness underneath this place of lost things. And you see all of them have these strange cords connected. And in this moment, you realize that they are all connected to some greater entity. And that entity begins to call out to you. Ekxander, I have chosen you. Are you prepared for greatness? Or are you comfortable with the status quo of your life?
Well, it's about time. You see, I've been waiting for this all my life. Yeah, you could have just knocked on my door, but no, you had to lure me into the attic to go through these little bunnies. Where have you been? I've been waiting for this.
Listen, presentation is a huge part of my whole shtick, okay? So I gotta sort of ramp it up. I can't just willy-nilly knock on doors. That's not how this works, okay?
You could have given me like a little allergy, anything, but that was a cute little bunny. You made me think I had a gift of bunnies. Next thing you know, I go black. I'm now surrounded with these tethered bunnies. What's going on? Yes, I'm ready for greatness. I'm tired of my life.
Well then, you shall become the herald of lost things. And in this moment, like the smoke monster in Lost. What a fucking reference, Justin. Hell yeah. The smoke monster from Lost as dust tornadoes out from underneath this couch and begins to encapsulate all of Ekxander, even going so far as like entering your eyes, your ears, your mouth as you are consumed by this dust cloud. And as it all fills you, you wake up back in the attic, feeling more powerful than ever. And the flashback ends, and we find ourselves back on the kitchen floor. The dog nails against the hardwood are getting louder. What is somebody else doing in this moment?
Carl is able to, kind of as part of his heritage, change color to blend in. So he is going to change his color and shoot off towards the Lazy Susan.
Okay. You turn the color of the linoleum
the count.
flooring.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whitish bluish. It
Yeah.
looks very cheesy. It's like the cheapest one you can get in the Sims kind of thing for your kitchen, right? It's like we all know we play.
Sure.
And and you roll off in that direction. And do you resummon Cam at any point now that you're inside again, or are you
Not
leaving?
not at the moment. No.
Okay, totally fine. As you roll off in that direction and begin to head towards Lazy Susan's saloon, we flash back once again. I need to come up with better segues. We flash back once again. And as we do, we find ourselves back inside of the Wriggling Brothers Circus as the ringleader takes center stage once again, the stick bug person. Welcome, everybody. It is the Wriggling Brothers Circus. So, we have a very exciting show for you all today. It's going to be great. We have incredible trapeze act. Now, unfortunately, the partner, he got sick, so he's just by himself. So hopefully he can do it on his own. Well, here we go. He signed a waiver. So, it's sort of on him, I guess. Oh, by the way, our guy who makes the nets is a professor. I fired him. So there's no safety net. And the partner, again, not here. So it's very dangerous. Round of applause, please, for our big act, Carl. As the spotlight moves, as somebody is just taking like a piece of plastic rolled around a small lighter, and it's just beaming light up into the high up stand right at the trapeze act. Carl, describe to us, or rather Taylor, but whatever. Describe to us what happens next in this moment.
Okay. So the trapezes are kind of like just swinging on their own, like they're like just like the the little metal bit on the Chinese takeout. It's that, and they're just kind of hooked up so that they're swinging. And Carl does like a nice wave or whatever, and like he's doing little flips and twirls between the trapeze, and then there's a moment where he gets like halfway and realizes that he has misjudged. Like he had been practicing with a partner, and the partner's not there. And so he goes and has mistimed his jump slightly, and he's like, oh shit. And a like astral form of himself shoots out from him onto the trapeze with its legs locked in the thing, and they grab, and he goes like and he gets caught and finishes the act out. And then the
Amazing.
Crowd goes wild. Everybody
The crowd
loves it.
goes wild.
Yeah.
And the ringleader approaches you at the end of the show after having done an incredibly successful performance, added in a second trapeze artist yourself in a way that made the show even more exciting. And so your boss, the ringleader, approaches you and says, wow, Carl, that was amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. Tell me, is that your friend? Is that your brother? Where you been keeping him?
I'm gonna.
Am I Tommy Wiseau from The Road? Sort of, a little bit of German, maybe.
I don't know. I honestly didn't even know I could do that until right now. I guess it was like a survival instinct, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
your name,
the odds
kid?
were certainly stacked against you.
Yeah. What's your name? I'm Cam.
Wow.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for saving me, buddy. Righto.
Incredible. He is a man of few words. I respect that. Well, does he need a paycheck as well? Is that how that's going to work?
I don't know. You want to get paid, kid? It's money. All right. And he just kind of like fades away.
Well, this was very strange, and we live in a circus,
Yeah,
so that's really saying something,
honestly,
right?
Yeah, it was crazy. I'll practice more with this so we can kind of do it. When,
Yes, please. All right.
yeah.
Well, I must be leaving you. I need to go see the bearded Barbie.
Yeah.
The stick bug walks away. Some very cruel kids super glue the beard into the Barbie.
If I go down in this game, I'm coming back as the bearded Barbie. That's my backup character.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Amazing. And we flash back to the kitchen floor as Carl makes it to just outside the Lazy Susan. What is Phil doing in this moment?
So is everyone else headed? It seems like headed to the Lazy Susan, or are we kind of splitting ways momentarily?
What would you guys like to do?
Well, I think Exander is going to go into the shadows to see where everywhere else is going before he makes his way. He's not going to make any movements yet because he don't lose his invisibility. So, yeah,
Okay.
he's just going to.
I know
Okay.
BB was making a dash for the fridge because my brain heard treasure.
Okay, I think Phil's gonna go in a different direction. And Justin, if it's okay, I want to throw out maybe a new location for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the little space between the bottom of the oven and the ground,
Yeah.
there is the crumpet, or the crumb pit, where all of the toasted little pizza burnings and bread pieces hit the ground and then get turned into like croissants and crescent rolls. And it's just a real sweet little bakery. And he's gonna scurry and make it underneath the oven to the crumpet.
Incredible. As you scurry underneath the oven to the crumpet, amazing. Where there is a toy there who kind of runs the bakery, sort of a lost toy who's been under there for so long that they've just resigned themselves to being like, I guess I own the crumpet now because I live here now, I guess. And so that's this guy. And what kind of toy is he, you might ask? He's a Mighty Max. That's what it's called, right? The little tiny figurines. He's really small. And that's where he is. And as you get under there, you smell the sort of weird aroma of like burnt bread and also dust and sort of strange things going on. And as you're in this very dark place, we kind of zoom into that darkness as the lens flares for a moment. And as we come out of the darkness, we find ourselves... You find yourself inside the walls. There are a lot of other rodents in here, a lot of your family members and community, if you will. And it's that process of the year, that time of the year where it's about to be spring and summer again. And so we're kind of moving back outdoors, a little bit of like a snowbird situation between Florida and Jersey, which I'm intimately familiar with. And as everybody is kind of setting up to go outside, everybody is packing up their belongings and preparing for the travel. You come to a place as you exit the walls and enter into a part of the house that is better lit. And as you do, your shadow is there. That makes sense. The light is hitting you in such a direction that casts a shadow, and it's a small mouse-shaped shadow. But we begin to see the shadow grow as it gets larger and larger. The shape of a woodchuck? No, not a woodchuck. Larger still, until it looks like another type of rodent, perhaps, maybe another member of the Rodentia family. As off in the distance, we begin to hear the static of an old television. We hear a glitchy voice call out and say,
"Well, Hank, we're reporting in from Pennsylvania, and you know what time it is." "That's right, Phil. It looks like we're looking for that big shadow. Or not, maybe. We're looking for that future forecast from our favorite
And the TV shuts off. What is Phil feeling in this moment as this massive shadow begins to grow and loom over you, and then it begins to move in a way that doesn't align with how you are moving, as if it has a mind of its own?
He feels fear and unease, and then an odd breeze, one that gets colder and colder until it feels like the room has filled with ice.
As this chilling air passes by your body and the hair on your neck sort of stands at attention, you can't help but feel the overwhelming notion that going outside right now is a bad idea. Spring is not around the corner as you thought 30 seconds ago. We might have several, I'm not going to pick a number, but several weeks of winter left. But your family doesn't notice this. They're still packing things up. People have already left the house and have started to make their way outside.
He is going to immediately... We can't. We can't. We have to wait. We have to go back to the walls. We have to go back to the walls. And he'll start taking people's belongings and suitcases and like grabbing some of his family members.
Go ahead and make first a persuasion check.
18.
Incredible. You managed to convince some of them. I would say like maybe your immediate family, maybe the people who implicitly trust you a little bit more than some of the more extended family members and stuff like that. And so some people are coming to you. What family members do you think you're closest with?
Well, his dad probably thinks he's a joke, but his mom really loves him.
Okay.
And his older brother, who's like his idol.
Incredible. Oh, well, then I simply must do what I'm about to do, because your older brother is one of the few that do not listen to you.
No.
And I need you to make an athletics check to try and take his bags away.
Okay. 17.
You got a 16. You successfully strip his luggage from out of his hands as he looks at you and says, "Whoa, dude, Phil, what the heck, man? That's my stuff."
Morris, we can't go outside. We can't do it.
What do you mean? This is what we always do, dude. It's
I don't
spring.
I don't know, but something tells me we're not. Just stay inside. Just stay inside.
Okay, but I'm freaking trying to get out there to them dang honeysuckles before the bees steal all the good stuff.
Just trust me. You just have to trust me.
All right, fine. I trust you, dude. I'm just saying, I'm kind of peeved about the whole thing, but fine. Whatever. As your cousin Jasper goes, "See ya, idiots," and goes outside with his stuff.
Fuck you, Jasper.
Yeah, dude, you're the worst, bro. As cousin Jasper's like, whatever. And he walks outside. We'll eventually come to know that winter did persist that year, and many of the rodents didn't survive their move to the yard as another frost passed through, and Jasper has never been seen again. Write that down. As we leave this flashback and head back to the kitchen floor, and we move over to BB. BB, what are you doing as you hear in order to get to the refrigerator, you have to walk towards where the dog is coming from.
I think BB's going to chance that. I think BB is going to make that dash because even in his more quote unquote weakened state, he got 40 feet of movement. This is a fast little dude.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. So you are sprinting towards the refrigerator.
Absolutely. In that way that Taylor just showed where he's just like
We hear the little Mr. Krabs going across as you rush across the we like are zoomed in and we see you just like fully booking it, all your plastic muscles engaged as you're really going for it, and then we zoom out and it's just
it's like little
zoom back in really as we begin to see a smallish dog, a puggle, bank around the corner, froth almost coming out of its mouth as its tongue hangs lazily to one side, snot rushing down its tiny little nose. As it banks around the corner, the other three members of this group are far enough back, are either in very specific locations or are far enough back or invisible or something that they're not going to be the first thing that catches this dog's eyes. BB is. BB, before we get into exactly what's going to happen next, we must enter, you guessed it, gang, a flashback.
What? Justin.
As we do, we begin in the boughs of a tree, a huge oak tree. It's planted in the corner of the backyard, and as we watch rain fall, we follow drips of water that catch in the leaves and continue to cascade down the branches, down the trunk to the base of the tree, where we see a small toy that's been left outside by the child who was playing with it. Blackwell, can you describe kind of what happens next?
I think it's a sad scene. I think the toy in this case is broken up. Its parts are damaged, no longer could be connected. It looks like a war zone. The mask that is of the toy is cracked in half. The weapons it once had bent, broken. It just looks like it hasn't been taken care of in some time. If anything, it looks like the toy's been out here for probably over a year, as the plastic has started to whittle away, like degrade a bit. It's just a sad sight to see.
As rain from the top of the tree's canopy makes its way all the way down this network of nature until it eventually falls over this toy, something miraculous happens. As life enters this toy and it becomes alive. What are BB's first moments like?
I think as BB reforms, you see this beautiful moment of just pulsating light, as if a heartbeat is going like boom, 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 boom. As the pieces start reconnecting, as the pieces start revitalizing themselves, no longer brittle or broken or twisted up or worn away, looking fresh and new, like fresh out of a package. What we see is the smaller version of BB, a lot younger, not the old Bionicle that's currently running in present time, but a lot younger. As they look around, and they try to remember what happened. They look around and they see other toys that have fallen. Other toys that were left outside, other Bionicles, Gunpla, Megazords, trucks, cars, Barbie dolls. Kids play rough, and this is nothing new. BB's been through it, but this is the first time BB's been through it. As far as BB was concerned in his last moments, this was it. He was chewed up, spit out because the dog got a hold of him because he was left outside around his fallen comrades. And now, as he looks out and looks around, he goes up to a fallen Gunpla, picks him up, and brings him to the tree, as if expecting.
You bring this other fallen toy to the base of the tree that gave you life, expecting to share in this bountiful, wealth, if you will. As the water comes down and washes over this broken toy, nothing happens. I think, I'll ask you, how does BB feel? It doesn't work. The toy stays broken.
I think BB sees this and just looks up to a tree and says, but why me? Why not them? Why me?
And before that question can be answered, we leave the flashback and head back to the kitchen floor. BB, full sprint, dog coming around the corner, kind of doing that thing of like coming around a corner and kind of like skidding out a little bit, like drifting. As it comes around, knocks the water bowl over, it spills a massive tidal wave of disgusting slobber and water and gross dog food bits that have fallen into the water and started to disintegrate, because that happens. And as these two great forces are about to collide, you have a massive refrigerator in front of you with these insanely heavy doors. Only one of them is going to be even possible to open because it has a dog toy rope attached to it. So the leverage that you can get with that, but it also has a bell attached to it. So it's going to make noise. There's so much going on here, and we'll save it for next episode. That is
holy shit, Blackwell. We're supposed to be toys. You got me fucking crying in the club over here, dog. That was
I'm sitting here
amazing.
like,
God
I'm like, hey Siri, play Found by Jacob Banks. Let me cry, bro. Like,
You
how
can
to
thank my
save a
friends
life.
who've taught me the ways of trauma and angst. Because years ago, I was like, I don't want to do that. Now it's like, how can I break you?
Kids play rough, and why me? Jesus Christ, dude.
Right?
I'm gonna go find all my old
Holy
Transformers and
crap.
put them on a shelf.
apologize.
As
Don't
someone
worry.
who used to have Megazords and no longer has them, and the ones I do have are kind of, in bad condition, I'm just like, damn, I really should have treated y'all better.
100%. But we'll get into so much information about behind the scenes and why we chose these characters and all these different things in the Action Surge, which is our Patreon exclusive show. Please go check that out. But for now, that is the end of It's a Small World episode 1. Tune in next week to see episode 2 and what happens next inside of this kitchen for these tiny adventurers. Thanks so much, gang. We'll see you next time.
Woo!
He's gonna point at the dog and scream, Jojo see what? Jojo see nothing. And then he's gonna cast blindness, deafness, and I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw. DC 15.
Josie the Puggle pushes the refrigerator door closed. BB, you are now shut into the refrigerator. The strange thing, the light stays on. Hello, love. Have we ever met?
I mean, let's face it. Everybody knows who you are.
Like, how did he's gonna look at the light? Yeah, he's just gonna. It doesn't make sense to not look at the light.
I love it.
Hey guys, what's going on? We have things for sale if you're interested.
Not now, Maxis.
Hey, we're trying to make a living, man.
I need to know, BB, in this moment. Do you look at the light?
I think
How you doing, Phil?
Susan.
We are the
The
elite
team.
We're
Yes,
the elite.
absolutely.
We're not the heroes you wanted, but we're the heroes you got.
I think you guys got about 6 hours, friend. Before that bomb goes PU. As this happens, and Billy the Bug pulls out 6 guns. With all 6 guns.
Naturally.
With all 6 hands.
Naturally. Yeah.
In this moment, guys, the front door to the house bursts open.